I was raised in a very rural, sheltered setting. My parents always stated that they wanted to prevent me and my siblings from hitting the same potholes in life that they had hit. Unfortunately, they always just stated, don't hit the potholes because they're bad, instead of explaining, don't hit the potholes because they could wreck your tires and rims, and it's very expensive to repair. Unfortunately, being the why person that I am, not only did I hit a lot of these potholes, I created them. My hope and prayer in sharing the information that I'm going to share in today's video is that you might be able to learn from my mistakes and avoid some of the potholes that I'm about to share. Hi, I'm Allie Marie. This is my Catholic perspective. To join Team Alligator, all you have to do is subscribe and then share the video that compelled you to subscribe. Today I'm going to talk to you about the conversion of my body in this 3-part series of the conversion of my mind, body, and spirit. Since I wasn't raised Catholic, there were some Catholic values that weren't exactly implemented. Even if my parents had been Catholic for my whole life, I think that we would have been one of the families that didn't explain doctrine very well. Being raised sheltered, I was not allowed to watch PG-13 movies until I turned 13. I was 12 years old and in 7th grade when I had my first boyfriend. After 3 months of dating, we had our first kiss at a school fundraiser. My brother ran home, told my mom, and she made me break up with him. Since I hadn't seen a PG-13 movie, I didn't even know what kissing led to. Instead of sitting me down and giving me the sex talk, I was just forced to break up with this guy that my family had met and approved of. It was from that point that my rebellion manifested. Come 8th grade, I kissed any boy who was willing to kiss me. I think I even remember kissing somebody in the line during prayer at the end of class. Allie. I even dated a guy who had lost his virginity in 7th grade. Needless to say, that was not a healthy relationship. I took the majority of my freshman year off from dating guys in an attempt to redefine myself in a new school, but come sophomore year, I ended up losing my virginity to a guy after only 3 months of dating. This guy went to a different school and proceeded to cheat on me for the duration of our 11-month relationship. Because I didn't understand what it was that I had given him, I was fully committed to making that relationship work, no matter what. After we broke up, my junior year, I dated somebody who introduced me to pornography. This was where I saw how guys perceived women, how I was supposed to act, how my body was supposed to look. From 17 to 20, I made all sorts of mistakes that I absolutely regret. Having not been fully educated on how my body was sacred played a huge role in this. The devil had his handle on me pretty good. I kept going to church, but had this real struggle as to whether or not God himself was real. Once I understood what I shared yesterday in regard to the Trinity, I really started delving deeper into how I was supposed to be a woman of God. I just started to feel so empty inside and realized that I was looking for love in the wrong places. I ended up making a new commitment to secondary virginity. I even entered the Miss West Michigan pageant with the platform, Abstinence, Reuniting Sex, Love, and Marriage. I didn't win. Abstinence is great, but in the Catholic faith and with fully respecting our bodies, it's much more than an everything but sex approach. These questions of how far is too far is just begging to cross a line that shouldn't be crossed. This is where one of the major potholes that I ended up hitting comes into play. I might have ended up doing more pageants had this event not occurred. There had been a guy, I'm going to call him Peter, who I had been drinking and partying with throughout college. I think we ended up seeing each other for about 3 years. This was a very toxic relationship. He knew that I wasn't going to have sex with him unless we were married. Being the guy that he was, he ended up making it a goal to have sex with me. He had even told me at one point that I was the only girl that had slept in his bed that he hadn't had sex with. Like that was supposed to be a compliment. The first night that things went a little further than I felt comfortable with, I ended up leaving before he woke up. When I came back in the morning, he wouldn't let me back in. He told me that if I wanted to stay, then I should have stayed. I learned if I left, I wouldn't be let back in. but we kept seeing each other. I kept coming over at 4 in the morning to take care of him. Amidst all of this, I ended up getting fired from the local college bar from drinking too much at a tailgate party that Saturday morning. It was after that I realized I had a problem with drinking. I went and got this tattoo on my arm. I'm only going to talk about part of this today. The rest will come tomorrow. Patience, persistence, perfection, and a phoenix. With this, I essentially made a very strong commitment to no sex until I was married, and I was also not going to drink again until I turned 21. I even took a Samson approach and decided to not cut my hair so to not lose my strength, if you get my drift. I had made this new commitment to my future, but Peter still knew about my past. Since I wasn't drinking, one night I went over there and he was totally wasted. Even though I was absolutely committed to not having sex until marriage, I was still participating in everything but sex relations. No always means no. He forced me to have sex that night. My personal experience happened to be that I did put myself in that situation. I went on a downhill slide from there. I slept with a neighbor, went back to Peter, broke hearts. It was awful. I thoroughly regret a lot of my decisions around that time. I hurt a lot of people. Then I started dating the Catholic. Hearing about the body and blood of Christ, having the knowledge about confession, every aspect of what the Catholic Church had to offer me drew me in and convicted me to a level I had never been convicted before. I went through RCIA, I was confirmed and changed my name, and on April 11th, 12 days after I converted, I had prudence added to my arm. With that, I committed to 3 different things. No alcohol except for red wine for the rest of my life, no fornication whatsoever, and no smoking or recreational drugs. Since we're all in a constant state of conversion, I had semicolons added later for all the times I'd screw up. I wish I could say that the Catholic Church was a magic wand, and the moment we choose to convert, all of our problems go away, but I've been very clear that past vices have a grip on us. The Catholic Church, however, offers a way to commit ourselves to overcoming them if we apply ourselves fully. Going to daily mass, running back to confession when we make a mistake. These potholes that I hit and created hurt and harmed me in ways that I can't fully express to you. But Jesus Christ, in our most holy sacrament, has been present to heal my heart and body. Grace is what comes from every sacrament that it has to offer. Now I'm married to one of the best guys I could ever even imagine meeting. So that's the conversion of my body. Keep being awesome, alligators. You never know whose life you're going to affect next.